Noelle knows. So today we're going to be talking about lymphatic drainage and what it is. I'm going to show you a very simple way to give yourself a lymphatic drainage massage at home that will leave your skin glowing and depuffed. So the first question is, what is lymphatic drainage? So our body has our lymphatic system, which pulls toxins out of the body, carries them to our lymph nodes, which it's then cleansed. So what this does is it gives you more clarity in the skin. Like I said earlier, it's going to help you depuff. So the lymphatic system, unlike the cardiovascular system, it doesn't have a heart to pump the blood through, so it actually doesn't have its own pulse. Our body uses its muscles to kind of stimulate the flow of the lymphatic fluid, but on our face, where we don't use those muscles as much, a lot of times you can get stagnant fluid in the face. And especially during this time of year when we have colds and we have more congestion, you can see that it stagnates in the face a little bit more. You can notice it behind the ear sometimes if you have a little lump there. So I'm just going to show you a couple steps of what you can do if you wake up puffy. So the first thing, I've already cleansed my face. So you always want to make sure you start with a clean face anytime you're going to be touching with your fingers or applying more product. So I'm going to use our Renew Nutrient Mist to first give my skin some water and just pat it in. This is going to make sure that your skin is going to now accept the oil that I'm going to put on. So this is our Clear Pure Radiance oil. I use this one just because I get a little bit more congested. So I'm just going to use a couple drops of the oil. So when you are going to do a lymphatic drainage massage on the face, you want enough oil to where you're not pulling the skin, but you don't want there to be no slip, so then you'd be tugging. So I'm going to start on my neck, so make sure you get oil all over the neck. And so what we want to first start doing before we do lymphatic drainage, we really want to stimulate the lymph nodes. So we're kind of revving those engines, so then when I push the fluid there, they're already turned on and they're going to start working on recycling that fluid. So using the side of my hand, you're going to go into your clavicle and kind of do nice little pumping motions. This actually feels really good. It's like a little massage for your clavicle. You want to do that on both sides. And then behind the ears, this is also where you have some lymph nodes. They call it the water wheel. So you're going to do a couple circular motions behind the ears. And that way we're just getting everything started. I'm going to bring it back down, kind of give myself a couple more pumps in my clavicle. So the technique I'm going to use on my face, it's actually a little pinching motion. And the pressure you do with lymphatic drainage is very light. So I like to think that I have two little peas in my fingers and I'm just rolling it in between. I have enough pressure to keep it in between, but I'm not squishing them. So starting at the top of your neck here, you're going to do downward little pinches because I want to move that fluid down into the clavicle. So you go all the way there and then just follow inward. And we're going to do what I'm doing 3 times, but I'm going to do the entire face first. So then moving up to the jaw, you are going to want to make sure that you're twisting up and out. And these, again, they're just little pinches. You're just grabbing a little bit of your skin. And make sure that you go all the way to your hairline, because that's where we want it to collect, because then we're going to press it all down. You can kind of get closer to the lips too. And anywhere that you have more congestion or you feel puffy, kind of focus on those areas. Like especially underneath the eyes. And then under the eyes, just make sure that it's really delicate. So just use little motions here. Then you're gonna go up to the brows, and I like to anchor my thumb kind of where that orbital bone is, and just do that little pinch. This is my favorite spot. And on the forehead, since you usually have a little less skin, it's gonna be a little bit harder. So I always use the pads of the front fingers here and kind of do that same twisting motion. And then you would do it 2 more times at home. And then at the end, using the pads of your fingers, going all the way to the hairline behind the ears, do a couple circles, and then bring it down. And then do that a couple times until you feel like all the fluid is pulled down. And then that's a lymphatic drainage massage that you can do at home.